I remember when I was little, my mom started this tradition in my family where we would go on a road trip. Once a year, we would just pack everything into our small car. My mom, sister, and I crammed in the back, and we would just drive until we hit our destination. We would look forward to this trip all year long. This is when we would have the most fun. I don't know what it is about cramming 4 people into one vehicle for a week that makes people get along, but it just worked for us. No more bickering or fighting. The trip was blissful. Once a month, we decided to go to Mammoth. Once we got to our cabin, my sister decided to climb one of the taller trees. And me being the protective one, I was against it, so I just let her go and do her thing, until she fell off and broke her leg. Even with the chaos of rushing her to the closest emergency room, we still didn't panic or argue. Things like this just brought us closer together. These trips made our family feel invincible. Before driving back from the trip, we packed everything up like usual, got back in the car, and started down the mountain. Dad was driving, Mom was asleep in the passenger seat, and my sister was singing at the top of her lungs to her favorite songs on the radio, all while I was staring at the sunset, taking in all the great memories we had just made, and thinking about ideas of where we should go next year. Once we had gotten to the main highway, it was only a 2-lane section, 1 lane going north and 1 lane going south. Not many cars on the road, but of course the slowest one was just ahead of us. There was no car in sight from the other side, and we were in the clear to make it around the car. My dad moved the car to the other side and sped up, as a car appeared from the distance, and the slow car sped up like he didn't want us to pass him. The car directly in front of us was speeding up, and my dad was so close to passing over, but he was too late. He was too late. He tried to swerve and make the crash not as bad, but he was too late. My sister and dad suffered from a slight head injury. I got a neck injury, but my mom, he was too late. Her fragile body couldn't take the impact. That day, I lost my mom. That day wrecked our family. That day, the only part of my mom we took down the mountain were the memories we had shared. And that's all she'll ever be now. A memory. How could such a perfect road trip end in such a disaster? How could a matter of seconds shatter our family? How? Things like this never made sense to me, how such terrible things could happen to us even in our best moments. It took us 10 years to gather the strength to go on another trip. We lost our hope that day for joy, and we didn't know where to go from there until last year. We decided as a group to go back to where we stayed in Mammoth that year. Stay in the same hotel, my sister climbed the same tree, and we did all the same activities all week long in remembrance of our last memory of our mom. Something happened when we did this. We felt her. She was there with us, no doubt about it. So every year we go back up to that same mountain, to the same spot, eat the same food, and do the same things to honor our mother and everything she did for us. Because even though we lost her, we still have the memories that will last eternally.